Hello, everybody. It is Thursday, October 12th, and this is your Better Than the Other League podcast. I do have a special guest with me today. He is your 2013 and 2017 third place uh, um, owner, and he is your 2016 runner up. Uh, that's the best that he's done so far, and he's only barely reached the top. He's going up there. His time will soon come. But it's none other than the one and only Triple Dragon himself, Bradley Evans. Bradley,
What's up?
welcome, buddy.
Hey, how's it going?
Thanks for joining me. This has been a while in the making, but I'm pleased to have you here, Brad. I want to start off with just asking you um, about your experience with fantasy football and how you got to be in the Better Than the Other League.
Well, I'll start at the beginning. Uh, I joined the league because you started it, and as some people may or may not know, we were roommates in college, and I actually remember you creating the league and at your house one night. I believe I was there, and I remember you
Yeah.
filling everything out and saying, "Do you want to be in the league?" And I was like, "I don't really follow football that much." And I don't think I joined the first year. I think I only joined the second year, if I'm correct.
I think
So
so.
that's kind of how I got started. You just pushing me into it, and now I love doing it. So
Yeah, and we have a lot of fun doing it.
yeah,
What is your favorite part about being in the Better Than the Other League?
um, I think my favorite part is just the camaraderie that you get with everybody in the league. We have our Snapchat discussion uh, and kind of everybody talking, and every year all the guys get together, we golf and we do the drafts.
Well, I agree, dude. I love getting together. Sometimes it's once a year that I see these people, but we make the most of it and we have a good time. But hey, why don't we take a look at last week's matchup? Brad, who did you play last week?
I believe I played Matt and Sean.
I think you did. I think you did. And you know
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
Why don't
got
we
that one.
start with your guys's? Why don't we start with your guys's matchup? Brad, you can see my screen, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah. So starting with your man, you triple dragon, you triple dragged your nuts all over Matt and Sean last week. And
yeah,
I
I
mean,
did win.
correct me if I'm wrong, but your secret to success has definitely been Josh Allen and Tyreek Hill.
Yep, and the Bills' defense has been blowing up.
They've been stout. They've been
Yeah,
stout. Um, we'll go to my matchup with Jimmy. They say that love never fails. Well, love failed me. Uh, Failed me on Monday night, and I gave Jimmy his first win, and him and I are looking at 1-4 records. It's a lost cause between the two of us. I think we're going to be fighting for who's going to be purchasing draft uh, the draft board for next year for sure.
yep, yep, yep.
Uh, Kevin and Dave. Dave handed Kevin his first loss, as I predicted. Both of them didn't do a high. It wasn't a high scoring affair, but um, I think I got that one correct. I predicted that one.
Good job.
Um, Chris and Eric. Chris he just looks unstoppable right now. His team is looking so good. Um, uh, And Eric, I mean, he still put up some good points, just can't catch a break. He joins me and Jimmy also at 1-4. Uh, Tom versus Ben. I don't know, Brad. I don't know if you watched last Thursday's game, but Ben pretty much won it just from Thursday. I
Yeah.
think
Um,
DJ Moore had like a million
million
points, and
points.
Justin Fields also did. So that was pretty crazy. Poor Tom. Well, Brad, if you could say anything to Tom, what would you tell him right now?
Um, I would say that you should
Okay.
just give up this year.
So I think Spooner versus Nick was my next game up. Uh, Nick he came out angry after last week's uh, heartbreaker. He put up I think the second most points and faced Kevin, who scored the most points last week, and Nick was just like none of that. And so he comes out, he scores the most points this week, and gives Spooner his second loss in a row. I think that does it for last week's little recap. So, Brad, you can see my screen here, correct? Don't say anything if you're frozen again.
I
Okay,
can
cool.
see it.
So this week's meme of the week is brought to you by Yeti, because Tom has scored the least amount of points. Yeti's only still in ninth place. So,
Oh,
um, yeah. Um, so we'll play this week's meme of the week.
I can't take it no more, God. If you listen, help! I can't take it no more, God. If you listen,
that was
help!
Tom pleading for help after Thursday night's just massacre. That was pretty funny. Loved it. All right. So yeah, I think we're Brad. Why don't we talk about uh, this week's upcoming
talk
matchups?
about
Week 6. Here it goes. We'll start right away with my game versus Ben. Um, I know most people are going to choose Ben,
mm,
but I'm not. I would never choose Bean to win against me. Um, I'm going to somehow pull it off somehow, but I will. I definitely will. Next, we got Kevin versus Eric. I think Eric's got a couple of guys he'll be watching tonight. He's got Javonte Williams. He's got Travis Kelce. He's got Taylor Swift in the stands. Though I think it's going to be too much for Eric to overcome. I think Kevin's team is looking pretty stout as well. Brad, if you're with me, do you want to chat about your game versus Jimmy? Okay. Well, uh, I think, Brad, you're just going to continue to ride Josh Allen and Tyreek Hill. I like Rashee Rice as a sneaky play this week. Tonight, he's going up against Denver. So it depends on who's going to be marking Kansas City's number one. Sertan is looking pretty good. Kamara, I really like that you have Kamara and Rashad White, how do you pronounce his name? Both of them are good pass catching backs out of the backfield, which can, lead to points. So, Brad, I got you in this matchup over Jimmy. Let's take a look and see who else we got. We got Dave versus Spooner. I don't know. I think I got Spooner in this matchup. I think Dave lost Anthony Richardson to IR, and he recently gave away to Matt and Sean, so he's stuck playing Baker Mayfield this week at quarterback position, which I think Spooner's got the upper hand with Justin Herbert playing Monday night. We'll all be tuning in Monday night against, I think it's Dallas versus the Cowboys, which I know we may need to go back and look at the history, but I did mention something about Tom versus Chris in this matchup. My prediction was that Tom's kicker, Cameron Dicker, will win the game for the Los Angeles Chargers at the buzzer, at the end of regulation on a kick, which will also move Tom to beat Chris. And this would be epic. It's going to happen because I predicted it and I'm right. So, yep, we got Tom over Chris on this one. It was going to be my almost upset of the week, but I just went ahead and moved it to it is the upset of the week. Lastly, we have Nick versus Matt and Sean. No surprise here. Nick, his team is looking good now with Chase back to his old self, and his pieces are just coming together. And he made some good trades this year. He acquired Olave, who he Olave's a lot, and so Nick definitely over Matt and Sean. So, all right, that does it for this week's week 6 breakdown. We've lost Brad, so I've just taken over. I think we need to invest into some better internet for Brad, unfortunately. So I'll finish this up with the daily play. We had some people chime in. I think Andrew just mentioned he's taking the under for tonight's game, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. I think the under was set at 47. So I'm going to go ahead and parlay it with a Travis Kelce anytime touchdown. I'm taking Mahomes under in passing yards, which is at 267.5. And I'm also taking Brandon Johnson over 11.5 receiving yards. You say, who is Brandon Johnson? Well, he's currently the wide receiver 3 for the Broncos, and he's been getting looks every week. So one catch for 12 yards can do it for him. So that's my parlay. And a little bonus daily play is for tonight's baseball game. I have Spencer Strider over 7.5 strikeouts and the Braves money line. Well, last but not least, boys and girls, we have the mystery prize drawing. Last week, Nick won it. He won the mystery prize and the most points, just dominated. Let's see who will take home this week's mystery prize. Week 6 mystery prize is, oh boy, the most points in your flex. Oh, looks like I'm going to need to be moving Cooper Kupp to my flex this week. All right, boys, that'll do it for your week 6 episode of the Better Than Other League podcast. Hope everyone has a good week. Hopefully all your bets hit. Hopefully you win all your fantasy games, except Ben. And have a great night. Peace.